from the time of this recording, it's actually Halloween. And earlier this morning, knocking on my door, it was not trick-or-treaters, but instead, I did get a treat. Welcome back to another tech control video. In my hands, I have, well, if you've already read the description, you probably already know what it is, but it should be the PS5 DualSense controller. And I'm very excited to unbox this. This is going to be my first time touching this, so you're going to see a real reaction from me. And then I also have here some other controllers that we're just going to put it side by side and maybe take a quick comparison with. So that should be interesting. Before we do that, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Make sure to comment below and share with a buddy or two. So let's go ahead and get started. I actually lost my Batman knife. I have no clue where it is, so we're just gonna have to unbox this by hand. It was a little worn anyway, so but I'm just gonna have to order a different something else in the mail to unbox things in the future. You can already see I got this from Target. I decided to order the controller from Target. No particular reason why, they just happen to have it in stock, and I just ordered it from them. Now, I wasn't expecting this until November 12th, which is when the PS5 launches, but looks like all the PlayStation accessories are actually getting here earlier. So that's just the invoice from Target. Let's put that away, and here it is. Here is the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller. This is obviously the back. So what do we got here? It's telling us about the haptic feedback. It's telling us about the adaptive triggers, built-in microphone, and the signature comfort. So it's actually lighter than I thought it'd be, but then again, it's just the box for the controller, so nothing else. Nothing else in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So here it is. Take a quick look around the box. Nothing really much here. It's telling you compatible with the PS5. Sadly, not compatible with the PS4, because then I could have really tested it out. But I guess I'll have to wait till I get my PS5. We've already went over this. Over here is just telling us what's in here. You're only getting the DualSense controller and an instruction manual. No cable? What's up with that? We should at the very least be getting a USB-C cable, because these are now using USB-C. I'm assuming that that they're assuming they want us to use the one that comes in the PS5. So again, I have no knife. Really sucks. Nice little handle here to pull this out. Nope, that is... What is happening? Okay, whatever. Let's just pull this thing out. So there's the controller. Inside here, like I said, is just a manual. Nothing really else. This whole thing did not want to come out, and it easily comes out right now. Alright, whatever. Pick that up later. So here it is. Here's the controller. Let's take this out. Wow. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Then again, I also knew that they borrowed some cues from the Xbox One controller. The Xbox One controller for me is the most comfortable controller that there is, but holding this in my hand, this PS5 controller might give it some competition. You can see the buttons here. They're very nice with the glass on top. Okay, so the face buttons are not as clicky as they were before. And then here's something that I do like about this DualSense. They did add more ridges to the edge of the thumbsticks, because before, that's personally one of my biggest gripes about the DualShock 4, which I happen to have here. And just to show you guys, I actually have on here some rubber thumbsticks just to give it more grip. So without that, I mean, I find my hands, my fingers are constantly slipping off. So you can already see that this is a big improvement. Let me just put them side by side or top to bottom. Yeah, this DualSense is definitely a lot bigger. You still have the same touchpad. Looks like there's more real estate here. Oh, and it actually feels more like a button than this one did. That's interesting. We have the now new create button, replacing what was the share button. We have the menu button here, the tension. So here's another thing this is just me personally. I am not a fan of the tension that's in the DualShock 4. I have a video covering my Elite Series 2 that I haven't published yet, but it's coming. So in there I talk about the different tension options that you can have for this controller, right? These come right off, and then you can adjust the tension here by switching them to 3 different positions. And the 3 positions are actually all the way to the left. You have the 360 tension, and then all the way to the right you have the Xbox One tension. It's a bit more loose, and right in between is the tension that's equivalent to the PS4. So messing around with this controller and the different tensions, I realized that is what I don't like about the thumbsticks on the PS4 controller. And I did find out that the DualSense has the exact same tension, so that's going to be interesting. Again, it's not that far off from the Xbox One tension, but it's still enough to make a difference. So I'm going to put that away for now. I am going to bring it back out to show you in a little bit. So yeah. For the purposes of this video, let's go ahead and take off these grips here. Let's put them aside. Okay. You can already see that the color touch bar or light bar, whatever it was called, is no longer there. Now the colors are going to come on the side. I wonder if I can turn this on. It does turn on. Look at that. The back, I gotta say, feels a lot better to grab. I have sausage hands and sausage fingers, so a bigger controller suits me nicely. I gotta say, I really like this controller. It's very reminiscent of the Xbox One controller, which the Xbox Series controller is very similar to this also. We'll talk about that when we get one, and then we can sort of compare all of these. But I'm gonna put these side by side also, just so that you can take a look. All of these here. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying this form factor a lot more than I did the DualShock 4. So the L1 and the R1, you can see that you have a little bit more surface on the DualSense. And same thing with the triggers. Now these are supposed to be adaptive triggers, and they're supposed to have their own tension. So in video games, like when you're pulling a bow, maybe it'll get harder to press as you get towards the bottom here. It's supposed to basically fight back. I know I think a game like Deathloop was one of the ones that they mentioned. If it's not Deathloop, I can't remember the exact name, but one of them is said that when your weapon jams, your controller will jam too here. That to me is a little gimmicky. I will be very frustrated if in the middle of a game, an important battle or shootout, my controller jams, because this is a feature that they forced into the game just to take advantage of what the controller could do. That's a whole nother story, but regardless, it has that ability. So just real quick to go over some of the other features of the controller, you do now have a built-in microphone, and this button here allows you to quickly mute and unmute, which is very nice. It's nice and handy. You have the speaker here, those are the grills, and then also in the back I'm noticing that you also have this second microphone here. Could be for noise cancellation. That's what I'm gonna go with, and most likely it probably cancels out all the button pressing sounds that you have so close to the microphone. And then here you have another, let's go ahead and call this a button. I think this is the reset button from the same one that you had over here on the PS4 controller. But overall, I gotta say, it does feel good in the hand. Let's see. And if you zoom in, I will do my very best to try and capture this. But if you zoom in very closely and you look at these are the face button shapes. They are what you have as grips down here. It's very subtle, but a very nice aesthetic. It's a very nice inclusion. That makes this a bit more premium. Little things like that they did, I really like. Overall, I gotta say, I do like the way this feels in the hand. I'm gonna be honest with you, it feels very similar to the Xbox One controller, like the size of it. I mean, the Xbox One controller maybe is a little wider when it comes from top to bottom. Then again, maybe not, looking at both of these. I did like the rounded edges that the PS4 controller had. This one just kind of falls off a cliff. So, I mean, nothing major, but, you know, just noticing a few aesthetic changes here. Otherwise, this controller feels really good in the hand, I gotta say. So, I'm just quickly gonna put it next to some of these controllers really quick. I can't wait personally to see other colors of this controller. The PS5 is obviously going to come with this very same controller, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this one. I may return it and just wait for an alternate color. I haven't tested the battery life on this. I can't wait to do so. Trust me, I will be providing coverage and comparisons and things like that. So this was just a quick unboxing. Overall, I'm very impressed with the controller. I do like the design. This dual tone black and whitish grayish. I am loving the grip in the back with the subtle shapes. The USB-C is big. The built-in mic, I'm not such a big fan of that. I do have a headset that I'm planning on using, so but either way, I'll just mute it with the button that they've conveniently placed here for me. Overall, I gotta say, I'm very happy with the new design change that they've done with the DualSense controller. And I just can't wait for the other colors to come out. As I mentioned in previous videos, I did manage to secure a PS5, so I will be opening that on launch day. And come back for that, stay tuned. I'm gonna compare the PS5 with the Xbox Series X and all this, all the controllers, all that. We're gonna do a whole bunch of coverage for the next gen consoles. And we started today with the DualSense controller. So once again, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with a buddy or two and comment below. Let me know what you think of the DualSense controller. All right, take care.